Alright, it's Dr. Shankopotamus here again, and what you have in front of you is the Smith&Wesson M&P 1522. I'm going to show you how to clean this in another video, but I wanted to show you tonight, and always when you have your guns out, let me see if we can actually see this. You know, they're empty, okay? No chambered round, bolts back, okay? Anytime you handle it, it's the first thing you want to check. Make sure your gun's empty, make sure your bolt's back, and then you can slide it forward, but make sure it's empty. Later on I'll get one and show you there's little pieces in there, little plastic piece that can go inside, very handy. And with kids in the house, these stay in my safe obviously, but with kids in the house, I also almost always have one of those in my chamber to show that it definitely is empty. Although my kids are a little older now and also do marksmanship with me. But this is like the Smith&Wesson M&P 15. What I want to show you something very important. This is the 25? This is the 25 round magazine. Right here, I don't know if you can see from the glare right there. As you can see, a 25 round magazine. Has the red end in it, okay? There is the red follower, I'm sorry. This is your 10 round magazine, okay? The beauty of these 10 round magazines is you'll see, same size magazine, okay? 10 round magazine has the blue follower, right here, okay? 25 has the red follower, okay? Also a couple other differences. The 10 round magazine with the blue follower has nothing to get a hold of here, okay? It does not have the assist where you can get a hold of your thumb, pull it down. I'm going to show you how to fix that in another video too. But what I want to show you today is if you happen to live in one of these states where we can actually have high capacity magazines, and you'll hear me talk a lot about these. There is no reason to limit magazine capacity. It doesn't matter. Lawful individuals like myself, if I was in a state that had low capacity magazines, I would be using this magazine just like it's designed. I'm going to show you how to use it if you're in a state that allows it, how to use this like this magazine, okay? We're going to use the 10 round like the 25 round. I can do that in my state. Be sure you can do it in yours. If I was in one of your states, I would not modify this. I would not have this in my house, okay? However, the guys breaking the law, the bad guys, they would have these in their house. They would modify this magazine and they would be carrying it with them. If you're breaking the law, you could care less. That's enough. And even if you are a nice, mean guy and you decide, I'm going to obey the law and have a 10 round magazine, you just carry a bunch of them. And if you practice, they're so easy to flip them in and out. So the magazine thing, I just do not, I don't understand that. Maybe one of you guys can send me some emails and some comments, help me understand why these magazines matter. To have small magazines. Anyway, I'm going to show you what you can do to this magazine if you are in a non-commie state that will allow you to modify this magazine. It's very easy, and I'm going to show you one right here that I already did this to. Here's one that I have already modified. Again, don't call the feds, don't call the police. I live in a state that allows high capacity magazines. I have AK magazines that go up to 40. You can get even bigger magazines in this state and you can use them. So, taking a 10 round magazine, modifying it where I can use it for 25 or 26 rounds in here is not illegal in my state. If it's illegal in your state, don't do this, okay? Bottom line. Now, I have another video on how to take apart a magazine that I did. This magazine works very much the same. All magazines are very similar. You have a follower, okay? You have a base right here. You have a spring, okay? This magazine in particular, and I can show you by putting this through here, it has a stop. That's how they make it 10 rounds. See that? That's as far as that magazine's going, right there. Okay, when I've got that down here, look at all this extra room. All this extra room, okay, for capacity. The capacity's in there, you just can't get to it. I'm going to show you how to get to it, okay? Again, if large capacity magazines are illegal in your state, do not do this. this little button right here, you can push it in with just about anything, all right? And then once you get this button in, it's just pushing the spring down, move the base forward. Sometimes easier said than done the first time. I haven't taken this one apart yet. So this one is a little sticky. There it is. You see, so now it's come forward. See that? Okay. Hold your thumb, your finger, your something. This support here for the spring is going to come flying out if you don't keep control of it. All right. So you take the base off here, and now this spring is going to come popping out. There's your spring. There's your spring support. Spring comes all the way out, and then your follower. Again, your follower stops right there. Okay. Here's how you fix this magazine. If you look down inside the magazine, it's going to be hard to see with the camera. I'm going to try to see if I can get a focus on it and see if we can see it. Okay. So with the light on, we might. There it is. Okay, you see that little shining bit down in there? See that? Oop, we just lost the focus. But we had it right there. Okay, see the shiny part in the middle of the screen? Right there. That's what you're after. Okay? It's a little metal pin that's keeping you from loading this magazine to its full capacity. Okay? I'm going to go back down here. I'm going to go back down here and show you how we do it, or how I've done it. Okay? And I've done several of them like this, and it's very, very successful. Get a table. This one's wooden. I wouldn't use this. So you do it on my, usually do it out on my bench, out in the garage. This is not a nice good lip, but I get a good lip, edge of the table like this. Take your long screwdriver, see that length, and skinny. You get right down on top of that metal, right there. Brace it against here, and literally just hit it with a hammer a couple times. About 2, 3 good cracks. And that little piece of metal is hollow. It'll bend, okay? It'll bend, it'll pop out. You shake it out, and you now have a 25 round capacity magazine, okay? Again, I cannot reiterate this enough. Do not do this if you live in a state that does not allow high capacity magazines, okay? Spring goes back in. And the reason I'm not going to convert this one is actually I have several of these that I was able to get a hold of, and I was going to keep them, but the price on these has gotten so outrageous, I'm going to sell mine, all right, because I already have several other magazines that I can use, so I'm going to leave these as 10 round magazines. All right, y'all know how to convert them now if you want to convert them, okay, but I am going to sell them legally as 10 round magazines. That way I can sell them to you guys in California if you want them, or New York, or wherever. Okay? But now you know how to modify them. So you hold this down with your thumb, or maybe with your finger. Slide this in. It snaps right in. Okay? And then once you modify it, like I showed you before, blue follower all the way down. And I'm going to do another video on this little guy right here. These things are really handy if you have an M&P 1522. You use magazines like this. There's a company that makes a little piece here to help you pull down the load, and it's got a piece that goes in it. I'm going to show you that. It's really handy, and I'll let you know about those guys. But that's how you do it. Okay, I'm going to say it again. You live in a state that does not allow high capacity magazines. Do not modify this magazine like this. It is illegal. It can get you thrown in jail, or worse. If you live in a state that does allow high capacity magazines, this is a great way to do it. Okay, it's a little cheaper. You can still find these magazines right now. These true 25s are really hard to find. Knock the pin out and modify it. So there you have it.